Do you want the best fan-made content for this Premier League season?
Bring in that real fan experience. Want to see some crazy?
Wherever you are in the world,
bringing you the latest opinions
and fan reactions.
Back again.
Welcome to FanPark Live.
Brand new shows every week.
UFF are going hard this year, you know. So make sure you lock in.
Tell them, Reggie, come on!
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.
Hi guys, welcome to the Monday Mass Debate Show, of course, right here on UFF, and we have two amazing guests here. We have Gunnar Claude, of course.
All right, mate.
How you doing? Good, man? Okay. And we, of course, have Rahul from Captured Reds as well. Right, how you doing, man? You okay? Good, perfect, okay. So today, of course, we're going to be rounding up the Premier League shows and the Premier League matches that happened over the weekend. And, of course, we're going to be kicking off with Arsenal versus Cardiff. But before we wanted to do that, we wanted to show you, of course, a fan cam directly from AFTV featuring, of course, Claude right here in the studio.
Well, you got a big smile on your face. That's good to see. That's good to see. Yeah, that's what I like to see. No, but I bet you didn't have a smile on your face when it went 2-2.
Mind you, I thought there was a foul on that second goal. It looked like a foul in the build-up. But they gave us a tough game. You know, it was tougher than what we thought, wasn't it? But we got there in the end. But still, the defensive problems are still there, aren't they? But we won now. I'm going to take that for the moment.
Cool. Of course, we just heard a little bit of Claude's video, of course, from AFTV, of course, touching on the defensive problems of Arsenal during the match with Cardiff. Sum it up, Claude, for the weekend. How did you feel about the match against Cardiff overall?
Attacking-wise, okay, but unfortunately, the same problems exist at the back, and a bit of game management went missing just before half-time. With although it didn't have a bad game overall, but you don't pass the ball across there. You get it up the pitch. You've got 1 minute left to go, and he's played the ball right across. But then again, our fullbacks, you know, need to know how to tackle, you know, as well.
Yeah, 100%.
And we give a poor goal away. And I thought going back to the video there.
Yeah.
I thought at the time, there was, when I watched it again, there was no foul. It just shows you when you're watching it, because you're right behind the other goal.
Yeah.
You're watching it, it looks like a push, but it wasn't a push. It was a perfectly good goal, and I'll take that back.
Do you think generally that still, like, a player like Socrates does need to gel a little bit with the Arsenal defence and, you know, try and play out, you know, with them, you know, and give him a bit of time to settle into the Arsenal
No,
group?
I think as a unit, I think we still haven't settled down. We're still there's still the Wenger mentality there still defensively. In fact, I think we actually poorer at the back than we did under Wenger.
Yeah, exactly,
But I think it's going to take time for him to adapt what he wants and to see. I would like to bring Liechtenstein in now.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
right.
Agree, 100% agree.
I think he's Bellerin is really a right-sided midfielder player converted into a fullback.
Yeah,
I mean, which was only successful when Lauren done it. He came as
true.
With Wenger done it with Lauren, and after that it's gone all wrong. I mean, with a Bowie, he tried it with a Bowie, that went wrong, didn't he?
Yeah.
And I just feel we need a proper fullback there. That knows when to tackle, when to go forward, and we need someone in front.
Yeah, I honestly think myself that Lichtsteiner is actually more physically strong than Bellerin anyway. I think he would, you know, put those harsh tackles in, you know, block, shield players, you know, give an extra support to, you know, the defensive back four.
And we need a keeper that can actually kick a ball.
Well, we already got one. He hasn't played yet. He hasn't played yet.
From what I'm hearing, I don't think that the manager's got that much confidence in him at the moment. Although we've spent a lot of money on him.
Yeah.
It's not. He's watched him in training, and I don't think he's yet got the confidence to put him in. So might take a while. But when I see the way Czech was kicking that ball, having said that, he's kept us in a lot of games with a few.
It's true. No,
saves.
To be honest, I think Czech has made like really fantastic saves, but you know, this.
But what I don't get is,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt.
That's
What
coming.
I don't get is when you're really getting closed down like that.
Yeah.
Give a ball
A
over the
long
top,
ball,
and
yeah.
you're away, and you
Aubameyang-
bypass the.
Oba's quite
because
tall
when
anyway.
they're coming into you, yeah.
Yeah.
You can bypass that. Put
Yeah,
it
the
long
press,
a bit,
yeah,
you know what I
bypass
mean?
the press, yeah.
Why try and do all that silly thing?
Yeah.
Well, we found out you're going to talk about it later with the Liverpool.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Just
Alisson,
get it
yeah, of
out, you
course,
know.
yeah, same. And of course, you, Rahul, of course, obviously as a non-biased opinion, viewing in on the Arsenal match, what did you think of the game?
I thought it was a great game.
Yeah.
They did show fight to a certain extent. It's still fresh for the team. It's a new manager. Obviously, tactics are going to be.
Oh, there we go.
Tactics are going to be slightly different, and it's still fresh for all the players. So it's only been 4 games, and we'll have to see.
Okay.
Going forward, how the players perform.
Yeah, of course. I think Arsenal in general, myself, looking at them over the past few games, the attack is good. Of course, Lacazette and Aubameyang were playing together.
And that's another good thing because they played the two up front for the
100%
first time this
for the
season.
First time, yeah.
From the start.
Yeah.
I think also I noticed the protection of the back four as well comes in. I think Torreira, when Torreira came on,
it's just a different game.
Certainly took the sting out of Cardiff a bit. You know, when he came on.
Yeah.
And I think alongside Xhaka, he played. Maybe it's time just to. I know he's played really well. It's just to give Guendouzi a bit of a break, and let's see if these two can actually play together.
Yeah, I think. I think a lot of the fans give Xhaka a stick for quite rightly so, in my opinion. But I honestly think that Guendouzi as a youngster, so young, coming into the best, one of the best teams in the Premier League and playing his first Premier League season, he's going to have to adjust as well himself. And even I said in the first game, he does make sometimes few mistakes here and there, and maybe a Torreira right next to him will back him up on that, And Xhaka himself, I think he's big, physically strong, but I don't think he lacks that work rate, don't you think? A bit, Claude.
He doesn't do much for me, but I mean, I thought second half when Torreira came on, I thought he grew into the game a bit more and he looked more comfortable. But I'm not his biggest fan, by the way. So, but I just feel Guendouzi, you can't push him too much too soon.
Yeah, of course.
He's still 19 years old. You know what I mean? But it's a matter of opinion, isn't it? But I mean, I'm sure if the callers will come in and disagree.
Yeah, of course. And overall, Arsenal are quite, they've kind of, well, I haven't settled into their groove yet as much. But I think, with the international break coming up, we're kind of, worrying who may be injured after, who's going to be, still physically, capable of keeping up, with the cram schedule with the UEFA Nations League as well.
Well, I feel now at the moment with the way our defence is at the moment, I think we should compensate it by getting keeping the two up front, because I think they'll score goals.
100%.
So
100%.
Keep them two up front, and they combine quite well.
Yeah.
I mean, Aubameyang, even though he's playing wide, he can cut in, and they can switch around. You know what I mean? And I thought Lacazette's work rate was phenomenal on yesterday. I thought not just a goal, everything about his play was brilliant. And
of course.
I mean, he needs to start more now.
100%. And any Arsenal fan who wants to give us a call, please make sure you dial the number down below, and of course speak to the two guests on air. Now, of course, Arsenal was one talking point. We're going to now move on to Man United, a resurgent, I would say. No. A little bit resurgent Man United against Burnley. 2 goals from the big man up front, Lukaku. What did you think of? I'll start with you, of course, Rahul. As the Liverpool fan, what did you think of Man United's performance against Burnley?
I wouldn't say it was the best. Rashford's red card as well. Yeah, bringing that into conversation. They were okay. They played okay, but I still think there's a lot going on behind the dressing room that we don't personally know about, and I think the way the team is right now, there's so much negative play. Yeah. They did grind out a result, fair play to them, but there's been many times it's only 4 games in and we've seen what they can do when they crumble. So
100%.
if they carry on that way and play negative football, then Mourinho will be gone soon.
Yeah,
so,
probably.
Yeah.
And we, of course, want to hear from, obviously, some United fans on United stands. So we're going to take away, of course, look at the fan cams right now.
I expected that result yesterday. I didn't see the game because I was on the way back, but I saw a little bit of highlights. And I expected that result because this hangover from the Europa League, Burnley, and they've got two of their best players out as well. And I think the players wanted to do it a little bit for Mourinho as well. And I think that it was a comfortable win in the end. But because I did predict that before the game, 2-0. And I was a bit. Then you got the banner over, yeah.
Yeah, of course, Ed Woodward.
I was thinking, what's the equaliser got to do with Turf Moor? But anyway,
Javan, we got the fan cams on. Yeah. Perfect. Fan cams on from United stand. We obviously want to hear from United fans on here right now as well. So give us a call down below on the number below.
Saying Jose out, some people are saying it's not his fault. Where do you stand on it?
They should back him. If you give a CEO five names, and they can't get you one, there's a problem somewhere.
Yeah, but do you think they didn't want to give him the money?
No. Yes.
Why? Why do you think that is then?
Ask them. Ask Woodward. Someone should ask him. Someone should call him and ask him. The fans should ask him. They should ask him this. You can't come here, 5 names. We're Man United, for crying out loud. You can't get one? What's going on? What's going on? One. You can't get one? That's not happening, man.
And then that's what I'm saying. And then you're saying ask Woodward, but there's got to be a problem. I mean, Jose's saying that there's no problem with me and Woodward. But
listen.
if they gave Mourinho a contract extension halfway through last season, right? Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Yeah.
So that shows to me that they obviously believed in him. They give him an extension, but they haven't gone on to give him the money to strengthen him. Why is that then?
If you give someone an extension, why don't back him up? We know. Look, listen, we all know what Mourinho's team is like. He never plays tiki-taka. He doesn't do that. Mourinho is Mourinho. We welcomed him in. Now back him. The man gets result. Back him. If you don't back him, sack him.
Do you think it's the beginning of the end for him?
Listen, us man, get your passports ready. It's a Thursday night thing. Europa, us man, 4:30. You need to take time off work, bro, because that's 4:30, bro. By the time you get home from work, full-time whistle's done, bro. That's what us man. Russia, Uzbekistan, bro. I don't know, bro. It's not, bro.
And the thing is, like, we're laughing, but he's making. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly.
Bro, you know, how do we get back into the foot?
What's that 4:30?
Perfect. Okay, so we just heard, of course, the United fans talking about the difficulties of Man United with Ed Woodward and co, of course. And I don't think they're pretty much blaming Mourinho too much to a certain extent. They're kind of going towards, you know, the avenue of, did we spend money over, you know, the summer period? Did we actually put in the transfers necessary to make Man United, you know, a good team again? You know, I'm going to go to Claude this time. The match on, obviously, last week from Tottenham, you know, going towards, you know, this match up with Burnley. Any differences, do you think, in the match at all between, you know, Mourinho's kind of tactic how he lined up?
I didn't see the game, but what I'm saying, they didn't play too bad against Spurs. It was just a couple of individual errors took the game out of them. Even at 2-0, they were still going forward and creating stuff. But Tottenham played really well that day as well. You know, they defended really well. They were clinical, and but I just feel that with United, I don't think they played that bad. That 3-0 wasn't really a true reflection of the game, if you really think. But because of what's happening with what's going on with Mourinho, I think people are making more of it, and he bounced back, and I'm sure he'll get it right. I mean, I wouldn't write him off at all. I wouldn't write him off this. You know, this bloke, this guy's won Champions Leagues,
100%
Premier Leagues all over the world. You know what I mean? To write him off just like that, it's a bit too early.
Yeah, and Lukaku, of course, scoring 2 goals. You know, I would say that Burnley's kind of in a demoralising position after getting knocked out of the Europa League you know, to Olympiacos, and I don't think Burnley are in the right state of mind anyway to play any type of game.
They're missing Defoe and Brady, so that's a big team like Burnley.
Yeah,
when you lose your top players, you ain't got the backup. Have you?
It's complete comparison to last year, and I think Man United. I think this game came at a right time for Man United to play because, of course, they won kind of emphatically. You know, with Lukaku scoring 2 goals, and I honestly think.
And from what I saw, I thought Alexis played quite well in that. I saw the highlights. He looked like
pretty much. Yeah.
So he came back. I mean, he came back. He looked quite sharp as when he came on against Spurs as well.
Yeah.
So see, they've got a lot of talented players still there. You know, and they'll be there or thereabouts.
Yeah. We have a comment here right on UFF from the Wolfsman has got nards. He says Claude, love that guy, makes me want to see Arsenal do well. That's a really nice comment. And Rahul, what do you think of the game of Man United against Burnley?
Like I said, they did win 2-0 and they did play well.
Yeah,
but it's a different thing with them every single week. You don't know what team's gonna turn up, but Burnley is a side that right now, like Claude said, they are struggling. They've obviously got a few players that are up. But I think United overall they did play well. The only thing that was a downer on them was the Rashford red card, which I thought was quite harsh.
Yeah,
looking back at it, but it's what the ref decided.
I mean, the fan cams in United stand, they've kind of, you know, turned into the Arsenal fan TV of, you know, yesteryear, and they're pretty much, you know, going and attacking against the board. Okay, they're not so much against Mourinho. Some are against Mourinho, some are against, you know, Ed Woodward. But I think overall, Man United, for the stature of team there are,
well,
you know,
the away section were behind him from what I saw on the pitch.
Exactly.
So,
you know, they even clapped him last week against Tottenham.
Yeah.
They clapped him in the audience and in the stands against Tottenham, even though he lost, you know, that match pretty dramatically, and his tactics were all wrong, and you know everything was all wrong about that Man United performance. They actually played well in the first half.
You say the tactics were wrong, but I thought the first half they were quite good.
They were actually.
He cannot be responsible for Lukaku missing an open goal.
Yeah, that is true.
So that he can't be responsible for defensive errors by. Was it Lindelof? Or
Lindelof. Major defensive errors.
and Jones, you know, I mean, you can't compensate for that. He can only put his, and he set out the first half. They played really well, and what was missing that goal. I mean, if Lukaku puts that away, it's a
the
different
game's
game.
different story. The game's a different story, of course. And I think Man United overall, you know, we were talking about Champions League coming up now as well, and what kind of strain that's going to put on a lot of the top big boys in the Premier League, including, you know, who we want to go to next is probably Liverpool. And Liverpool, of course, Rahul as a Liverpool fan and from Captured Reds. We want to kind of, you know, give a little roundup on Liverpool's performance overall. So what did you think of the match?
I don't think it was the best performance of the season. I know it's four games in. It was. I think the team selection was wrong. Henderson should have not been in the starting 11. I don't know why Naby Keita was on the bench, because when he came on, we saw he drives the ball forward, and
of course,
he's much better on the ball. Alisson as well. I'm not gonna go into it.
We're going to be talking about that a bit later.
That's his first. The first thing he's probably done wrong. And I don't think many fans will look at it as long as he learns from it and make sure it don't happen.
They've not really hit the top heights with Liverpool yet. I mean, they've not really hit the peak, but they've still got 4 out of 4, and they've not really hit that level yet, have they?
Yeah, true.
We've got 4 out of 4, and like we were just saying, Champions League is coming up.
We've got a
tough game in the League Cup as well. We've got Chelsea. So, you know, after September we could be top of the league.
Twice you've got Chelsea, isn't it?
Yeah. Twice. We could be top of the league and be thinking great, or we could be sitting 6th place and thinking, where do we go from here? we've got a lot of tough games coming up.
We got a comment here on Rahul saying, "Where's his Scouse accent?" Nice one. Okay, that's from Sac12. Of course, if you are a Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, fan in general, please give us a call down on the number below. Of course, we want to hear from you right here on the Monday Mass Debate Show. Now, just obviously a talking point on Liverpool again. Generally, towards the end of the game, I felt they were a bit, I don't know, they looked a bit lost for the first time in the season. Did you think, Rahul?
Yeah, I actually thought Leicester would get 2 back and we'd end up drawing the game. Because in the second half, in fact, not even second half, I thought the first 15 to 20 minutes we looked like, yeah, we've got this game. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, Leicester started pressing, they started counter-attacking, and we didn't know what to do. And yeah, after Alisson's mistake, I felt like the Leicester fans were up for it, the team were up for it, and we didn't know what to do at all.
Okay.
Not even Bruce Grobbelaar, ex-Liverpool keeper, would have done something like that.
Okay, we've got a call, our first call today on the Monday Mass Debate Show. Oh, no, it hasn't come through. Okay, well, we're going back back to the talking point, of course. And yeah, Liverpool, I think I mean, I've been on this show a few times, and you know, myself and Terry and a few others have been kind of questioning where are the fans of Liverpool, where they're sitting at, what do they want to win this year. I've kind of got a gist of it from a lot of Liverpool fans, but Gunnar, as a non-biased non-biased supporter, based upon Liverpool themselves, where do you think they sit at with their fan base, and what do they want to win this year?
I think what their main aim, what they would expect if I was a Liverpool fan, would be just at least to make a big challenge. Not necessarily because it's going to be hard work to overhaul Man City. Although they weren't that impressive on Saturday, but they were quite wasteful, Man City, on Saturday. But I think Liverpool, as long as they really give a big challenge to Man City and have a good run in the Champions League, I think they'll be very happy.
Okay.
I mean,
yes, we got one.
Yeah. And yourself, Rahul?
Yeah.
As a
push
Liverpool
for the league, definitely push for the league. And Champions League have a good run, and I want a trophy.
Of course,
I want a trophy. Whether it's the FA Cup, the League Cup, I just want a trophy. To be honest, it's been overdue.
For me, I don't think League Cup will satisfy Liverpool for the stature of the club. I mean, we keep on talking about it. The three biggest clubs in the Premier League are Man United, Liverpool, and Arsenal. And for those those kind of top tier teams, to not win a trophy, I think the fans start getting a bit of heartbreak after a while. I mean, Claude, of course, as an Arsenal fan, heartbreak after many years of Premier League drought. But I think overall, Liverpool need to actually challenge at least for the FA Cup at least this year. And if they get to the semi-finals of the Champions, last year was a bit of a downer in the final. They performed excellently well. But I think Liverpool having a tougher group stage this time and potentially tougher opponents in the knockout rounds of the Champions League will do them really well, because they did play kind of not the best until Man City, and then they faced Real Madrid, which is undoubtedly the best team in Europe at the moment. I think the occasion was just a bit too big. And if you saw from kind of 60th minute onwards, Real Madrid kind of bossed the game too much that Liverpool couldn't come back in. So I think having a tougher group now, and maybe with the likes of Salah, Keita in midfield, I think that Liverpool kind of group is going to be good stead for the Champions League. And of course, again, we want to hear from you, so please give us a call. Now we want to move on to Chelsea, who I think before the show we were kind of talking about. They're looking really good this season. I don't know what it is. Have hope before the Premier League season kicked off. He was like, we're gonna try and win the league. And I think in general, I think Chelsea are looking really good.
They're looking good if you look at the 4 wins out of 4. But when they played us, I thought they looked vulnerable defensively.
Against a pretty non-gelled Arsenal side, to be honest.
They played Newcastle.
True.
Bournemouth.
Agreed.
With all due respect, but I think the big test will come when you said they've got Liverpool in the next.
Twice.
So one in the League Cup and one in the league. That will show us where Chelsea are. But I just I'm a bit too quick. People are a bit too quick to say that they've turned into a championship contenders. But
a lot of comments on here saying that Chelsea are going to win the league on UFF chat.
I still feel a bit. I still feel there's the 3 teams that I'm. And I hate it. I hate it. It hurts me to say it, but the 3 teams that will be is Man City, Liverpool, and Spurs. Will be the 3 teams.
Spurs.
Yeah, I think Spurs. Even though they lost.
I think their new stadium kind of syndrome is going to kick in.
Yeah.
Soon, when they move. When they move back to when they move back home, kind of in a way.
I just feel that their squad's is still. It's getting better. It's young players are getting more experience, and
maybe it was a purposeful move by Pochettino to actually not sign anyone over the season and just keep the same team, just keep it.
Yeah.
You know, train hard. They had pretty much the whole England team. Train hard and
remember they've still got Son to come back as well, haven't they?
So,
it was probably one of the best players last season. So it's. It hurts. I hate it. But it just.
Yeah.
But we've had 22 good years out over them, so.
Yeah. I think just touching back on Chelsea, of course, their style of play under Sarri is kind of. I know they haven't played anyone top tier bar Arsenal, okay, but I think they could cause a lot of problems, with Hazard. With Kante now moving a bit more forward with the likes of the whole defense and the defensive midfielder and the wing plays as well that they implementing like Willian. I think that whole Willian transfer thing is squashed now, obviously, since the European deadline is over. And I think the Chelsea team themselves, I think they've gelled well with Sarri. I don't know what, but they look a fearsome side, but do have defensive frailties as well, like they showed against Arsenal. And if they play the likes of Aguero, Silva, Bernardo Silva, who's looking fantastic for Man City, Mahrez, what will they do? What will they do against Salah, Mane, Firmino? Who knows? And I think Chelsea overall, myself, I'm not sure what you think.
I mean, Newcastle gave them far too much respect. They stood behind the ball for
too long.
For a home team to have 20% possession, and just they gave them far too much respect.
Yeah, I think in general, I don't know. I think Kepa's not the keeper they need. I think because Courtois left, they needed someone a bit more stability. Who can command that near post, which Newcastle inevitably scored from. That cross immediate cross towards the end of the game, and
even on Saturday they were struggling until that first goal, wasn't it? Second half, they weren't struggling to break. I like to see. Let's see how they play against. Well, it's all going to be decided who gets the most out of this top 6 league.
Yeah,
to me, because I think that's where it's going to count this season.
Yeah.
Who gets the most points in the top 6 league? That's where it's going to count.
Rafat Islam comment on UFF said Chelsea don't have the depth of their squad for the Champions League, which is, I think,
well, they're not in the Champions League.
Oh no, for Europa League. Actually, Rafat, get your facts right. He's confusing me now. Europa League, exactly. Yeah. So I think overall, I think Chelsea can do well. Your opinions on Chelsea?
They can do well. Provided a lot of their players don't get injured.
Hazard mainly one of them.
Yeah.
Hopefully. For them.
But I think, they will go on to having a good Premier League run. Like I said, provided the players don't get injured. And so far, they've been playing well. Against Arsenal, they were a bit shaky.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. We want to move on to my favourite talking point, which is Watford's Tottenham win. Yes. Get in Watford. As an Arsenal fan myself, not biased here, but you know, Tottenham did get beaten, unfortunately, and I didn't. You know, with Watford itself, I think. You know, Watford at the end of the day, it's a London derby.
Them games when you've just beaten Man United, they're the worst games to play because you're too relaxed. You think, oh, we've only got to turn up.
Yeah, exactly.
We've just beaten Man United, and you think your mind is still on that win. And I think that's one thing that might be a stumbling block for them. The mentality, because they were in control of the game, and they didn't play. I mean, from what I'm hearing, I was listening to on the radio, they were in control of the game, but once Watford got amongst them, and Deeney got amongst them, he proved too much for them in the end. And it was 2 set pieces, wasn't it? In the end, they done them. And Vertonghen looks a bit shaky, didn't he? In that spell, but I still think they're a force. But that was not the game they wanted. Watford away.
London derby is always going to be a tough one.
No, exactly, and I think because they've beaten Man United the way they beat them, I think they went too relaxed into that game, and I think it cost them the game.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, we've got a call on the line. We're going to be going straight to that, of course. No, it's not ringing over here, mate. Okay. Well, we had a Tottenham fan apparently on the line.
2 calls now.
2 calls missed. We got Javern, who's currently vacating to see what's up with the phone lines. Hopefully we can fix it and get some calls in. Of course, if you do want to call into the show, of course, Monday mass debate show, play on words. Please give a call on the number down below. Now, honestly, we want to kind of round up as well. You know, Watford, who are doing exceptionally well for the start of the season. You know, Troy Deeney getting a goal on the weekend as well. The man who said that Arsenal players don't have no power. Okay, we have our call. Amazing. Okay, so. Okay,
it's just test call.
Okay, we were testing it out there, fans. We were testing it out there, unfortunately. So, of course, Watford.
Yeah.
You know, straight wins on the bounce in the opening of the Premier League. Rahul, what do you think about Watford? You know, we're not talking about a Leicester win here of the Premier League, magically out of the way. But you know, what do you think about Watford overall?
Looks like they've trained quite well over the summer. They've come back and they're looking really strong. I think that they've probably thought to themselves that, you know, they want to push for maybe a Europa League spot if they can.
Could do. You never know. You know, I think Watford are one of those teams that nobody wants to play them away. Arsenal had you know, a lot of. Well, we always have a lot of problems.
In fact, that's very similar. The way they beat Tottenham, the way they beat Arsenal last year, very similar.
Yeah.
You know, Arsenal were sort of in control of the game, and they just disappeared from. As I say, that Deeney is a handful on his day.
He's
a handful.
Really physical,
he's an absolute handful,
beast of a player. You know, and you know, bar what he said with you know, with Arsenal and so forth. Javon, do we have a call? Okay. 1 new missed call, it says here. Okay, well, we're going to carry on with Watford overall. So, of course, we want to round up the rest of the games. Of course, let's go to West Ham. Another loss against Wolves.
Oh yeah, there's real problems. That is real problems. The money spent and have not. But you know what? They were impressive at Arsenal at the Emirates last week.
They were.
And for the first half, probably. Deserved to be in front, and I don't know what's happened. I mean, they're just home to Wolves, who also played very well against Man City the week before. I was expecting them to get their first win, but I've got a call.
You got a call?
Yeah, but you have to open that pack.
Yeah.
Press the 2 buttons at the side.
Where is it? Oh.
At the side. Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Open it out, pull it out.
Pull it out?
Yeah, and there's a hold the on button.
Oh, hold the on button. That's why it wasn't working. Okay, we sorted it. We sorted it. Don't worry, we're going to get calls in, of course. Please make sure you call the number below. As you were saying, Claude, about West Ham? Okay. Well, we have our call now. It's live, people. It's live, people. We got to do this. Okay, we have our first call. Hiya, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name? Hello.
Hello.
Hiya, we have our first call. FanPark Live. What's your name? Sorry.
My name is Cecile.
Cecilia.
Yes, please.
And who do you support?
I support Arsenal.
Oh, good old Arsenal fan. Tell me, what did you think of the Arsenal match and the Arsenal performance over the weekend?
It was a good match, mate, I think.
Yeah.
Hello?
Hello. Yeah.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. State your case on the Arsenal match over the weekend.
It was a good match, yeah. I really enjoyed it, apart from our defending.
Yeah, of course, as Claude Riley mentioned today. Who do you think was the outstanding player of the weekend match against Cardiff?
Easily Lacazette.
Lacazette.
Oh, yeah.
As troops would say, like a blood clot, is it? Yeah, and what do you think about why do you think Lacazette and Aubameyang, starting two at the top, worked against Cardiff?
First thing first is they're both a good player. Apart from that, obviously, when we play both strikers together, I think we miss a bit of a creativity in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're both trying to score, and there's no one to create chances in there.
I think the goal that Aubameyang scored was actually I like that a lot. It was Özil to Lacazette to Aubameyang. Aubameyang turns a really amazing curl shot into the right. I think overall, do you think Özil, because Özil pretty much has played with, let's be brutally honest, donkeys for the past few years, okay? And I think I think with
didn't play in exact number 10 position, did he?
No, but he was switched to the central midfield. He was switched to that attacking midfield.
Number 10, he created a lot of chances.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So, do you think Arsenal are in a good position if Özil performs to his best standard, if he does receive the ball well from the midfield?
He's an amazing player, when he plays. When he's at his best.
Great. Claude, anything you want to ask?
Unfortunately, he doesn't have many great days though at the moment, and he doesn't.
I'm trying to call something on a different case at the moment.
What's that?
I'm trying to call in a different case.
In what way? Sorry.
In what way?
Is a Claude on the side?
Yeah, Claude's here. Claude's here with us. Good Claude.
Hello, Claude. You all right?
All right, mate. Yeah.
But I've got a question for you, mate.
Yeah, go on.
I understand you are a huge fan of ex-Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger.
Are you taking the piss? Are you taking the piss?
Yes, please, mate. My question is, I read a newspaper recently where ex-Arsenal manager Arsene Wenger, obviously, received the country's highest honor by President of Liberia, George Weah.
Yeah.
Because what he did when he was a player.
Well, he done a lot for George Weah, didn't he?
My question is, should Arsenal do the same, honor the Arsene Wenger by naming one of the stand on his name? Just what Man United did to Sir Alex Ferguson.
Should Arsenal name one of the Emirates stand after Arsene Wenger?
This might not be in your agenda. Sorry, guys.
No, it's a great question. Actually,
I'm gonna say no comment.
What about you, Ryan?
No comment. I'm not going to get involved in that. I
take it as a yes then.
All I say is the mess he's left. He's upset me with the mess he's left at the present time. A lot of players on big contracts.
Then again, I'm not an Arsene Wenger fan either, but what he did in the past.
Yeah, but he also left a big mess. I'm afraid, and I can't forgive him for that. I'm sorry, I cannot forgive him for it. If he'd have left the season before, I would quite happily have named the stand after him.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay, mate. Well, thanks for your call. Okay, thanks for your time. Have a great evening and good luck to Arsenal. Hopefully, as an Arsenal fan.
Absolutely. Thanks, mate. Bye.
For the rest of the season. Cheers, mate. Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, of course, again, please call the number below if you want to speak to myself, Claude, or Rahul. Now, I want to round up Man City's victory. Okay, well, after the call, you're welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hey, it's Will.
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 Oh, Will. Okay, Will.
Yeah,
who do you support, mate?
Tottenham.
Oh, we got a Tottenham fan.
Be gentle.
Okay. What do you think about Tottenham's performance against Watford on the weekend?
I was at the game yesterday, and I've got to say, I've never felt so frustrated after a football game. We looked so bad. We looked flat. Couldn't even challenge their goalkeeper.
Yeah. Complete comparison to the last week's game.
Could it be the after effects of a big win against United, though? That the players got relaxed too much because of the big win. You know, it's...
I'm not sure, because this happened last year quite a lot as well. We lost a lot of points to those lower side teams, and it's just, I don't feel like, to be fair, we're going to progress this year much. I feel like we're going to stay at the same level, unfortunately, and I just feel like being a Tottenham fan, we're always stuck at that last hurdle. We're always in second gear and we can't get into first. It's just getting really frustrating now.
Yeah. Do you think Tottenham, I mean, I'm not going to be biased in this as an Arsenal fan. I don't think Claude is either, and Rahul as a Liverpool fan either. But do you think Tottenham overall this season, do you think they will have problems towards the end of the... I mean, they looked good against Man United, of course, but I always said against the smaller teams, Tottenham could fare badly against them. Do you think that will be the case for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think as soon as the Champions League comes along and the League Cup, we don't have enough depth in our squad either, and I really feel like we are going to struggle when that time comes.
Yeah, because you've drawn Barcelona in your group.
Exactly.
How do you feel about
that? Never a good thing, you know what I mean? I don't think we're going to beat Barcelona, no way, but unfortunately, I feel like
you're still challenging.
We should have bought some players in the transfer market this year, but we haven't, and I feel like this year we may even digress slightly. I think we might finish third or even fourth. I don't think we're going to win the league. Nowhere even close to that yet.
Yeah.
We need to spend another 100 million, 150 million easily before we can even say that in the same sentence.
But saying that with the stadium, you know, just recently refurbished, you know, the new White Hart Lane. Do you think? I don't think the money will be there during the. I think it's going to go into the same rigmarole as Arsenal over the past few years with the new stadium.
I think Tottenham fans keep getting lied to, because apparently the stadium budget and the transfer budget were completely from different separate accounts. So no one has any idea what's going on.
Yeah, I wish I had access to those accounts.
At the end of the day, I feel like we got Liverpool soon, and I don't feel like we're going to beat Liverpool, even though we thrashed them 4-1 last year. This year's completely different. I don't think we're going to win.
No, Rahul's just said it's not happening this year. It's not happening.
I think I generally think we're going to get third or fourth this year.
Yeah, before the season, I said fifth. I need to review that, of course. But you know, thanks, of course, Will, for your call. You know, I would say good luck to Tottenham, but I don't want to say that.
No,
we got the international break now, so it's all good. It's all good. We can all be England fans again. Hopefully.
Oh, don't get me started on that.
Okay, cheers, mate. Thanks, Will. Okay, have a great day. Cool, mate. Okay, so we have supposedly another call after the line. What do you think about Will's comments on Tottenham against Liverpool?
I think because if I remember rightly, it wasn't about. I think they walloped Watford last year, home and away. So I think he's wrong on that. I think it was defeats against Man City that done them and things like that.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect. Hello, you're welcome to the Monday Masturbate Show. What's your name?
My name's Aaron.
Aaron, David speaking. And who do you support?
Liverpool.
Oh, we have Liverpool. The old faithful. You know, the boys in red. Okay. What do you want to say about Liverpool's performance over the weekend?
Professional performance. We didn't play well throughout the game. But saying that, Leicester didn't really have any chances. Like, no one can say that there was a chance that Leicester had that. You know, people will say that that should have been a goal. You understand?
Yeah.
I think that we played well defensively, even though I feel like they did control the game from throughout the whole game.
Yeah.
They didn't really create chances, you know. So it just shows how defensively how better we are.
Okay, and Aaron, any questions you want to ask to Rahul as the pundit on Liverpool FC?
Would you think? First of all, before I win it, I just want to is Claude there?
Yeah, Claude is here.
Claude's here.
Yeah. I just want to hold tight Claude, man. I rate him. You get me? I watch him on Arsenal TV every week. Realist. Get me? I'm just putting it out there.
Thank you, man.
And on Rahul, yeah. What do you think? What do you think our chances are this season?
Our chances, we've got a lot of squad depth now, which we didn't have last year. So chances are, we've got a good chance if we can go for the league, provided injuries don't come into play here, and we have a good Champions League run. We've got a good chance. You know, I think a lot of teams right now are scared of us, and that's what we've wanted for a long time now,
including Man City.
Aaron, you should be very happy, mate. You've got a great side, play great football, and you'll be up there challenging for this season. You should be really happy with what 100%. You've got. Although you've got to sort your keeper out, though.
Yeah, Alisson. We want to go for that. We want to go for that in a second.
Don't watch the Alisson mistake, man. That was just like, I think he's a good keeper overall. But
he is a good keeper.
I'm happy that he made that mistake now rather than later.
Yeah,
you understand?
100%.
Even in the Leicester game, I saw it. After he made a mistake, he was just kicking everything. Like, he wasn't even passing it, like making short passes after that. He was just kicking everything. So in a way, it's a good thing that he's had to learn quickly now, not to make that then rather in a Champions League final, like Karius did.
Yeah.
So and I just wanted to make just going off on just make another point.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make this point. I don't want to talk about like Pogba at Man United. And it's a thing where like my frustration with that whole situation, everyone's just blaming Jose Mourinho and this, but every time I watch Pogba, I don't think he's right for this league. Because if you see it like in Serie A, they're allowed to take extra touches. You can be fancy, you can have time on the ball. But in a Premiership, you need to get the ball and pass it. You understand? Something that Xhaka or to me even Pogba don't understand.
Well, Xhaka can't do that anyway, to be honest.
Sorry?
Xhaka doesn't have enough time to do that.
Don't compare them
that's
two.
That's what I'm trying to say, but I'm just saying that these are players that like to, take extra touches of the ball.
How do you think Keita settle in to Liverpool? How do you think Keita settled into Liverpool?
Yeah, and that's what I think. That's what I think he has to learn right now. A lot of these players have to learn that coming into this league, you can't come in this league and try to be fancy and take extra touches. It's all about quick passing. Everyone's playing high press now, even Arsenal. Everybody's playing high press now. Everyone's playing high press up in field. Everyone's pressing the keepers. So you can't, like Alisson had to learn, you can't take these extra touches. And Pogba don't ever seems to learn that. And people, like, there's always a thing where it's like, oh, it's Mourinho's fault, it's Mourinho's fault. But when I see him play, that's him. That's how he likes to play. I don't think he's right for the league. That's just my opinion on that.
I feel with Pogba, he needs a big game to get him going. I think with Pogba, I watch him when he's playing the lesser teams. He don't seem to be bothered. It's like
a training game.
Not a challenge for him.
Yeah.
I think he's the opposite of certain other players that I watch who don't perform in big games. Not naming any names, but you know what I'm saying, yeah. And I think he gets lazy when he plays these lesser teams. Do you notice that? And it's like, he thinks he's too good. I don't know.
Yeah, well, go on, mate. Go on.
Yeah, like some arrogance in his play. I get what you're trying to say, Claude. And people keep making this point that how about France and World Cup? Like throughout history in football, there's always been players that perform better international.
Yeah, but that was a challenge.
They can't perform for their club, and vice versa. Yeah. So a lot of people make this point that but for France he does this and but it's a different. That's international. Bentner did good.
But that's a challenge. See, that's a challenge.
But when it came to Arsenal, he couldn't. He couldn't perform. So you can't keep making this comparison of players when they play for the international teams and their club teams.
Yeah. Okay, Aaron. Well, thanks for your call, mate. Okay, have a great day.
Cheers, mate.
Take care, mate. Okay, okay, cool. So we just want to, of course, round up the last games before we go on to our main talking point, which I think are going to be the keepers of the weekend.
Oh dear.
Yep. Okay, we're going to finish by 8:10. Well, that's okay. Okay, so we've got, of course, Southampton's win against Crystal Palace. Southampton looking here and there, neither anywhere at the moment. A goal from Danny Ings.
Happy for him, man.
Another game where Zaha misses, and did he miss that game, Zaha?
Zaha on the actual game, yeah, he did miss it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, they struggle without him, don't they?
Yeah, I think Zaha's the only typical player that can cause problems against the opposition. I mean, Zaha, you know, for me, well, he's not world class, and you know, nowhere near it at the moment. But I think, you know, he's driving past players. He's got good strength about him. Yeah. He's got that kind of aura that makes, you know, Crystal Palace tick.
Yeah. There was a record where they really struggled without him last season, didn't they? When he wasn't playing.
Yeah, I think Zaha is their main standout player. We've got Everton versus Huddersfield here, a 1-1 draw. Of course,
that's a surprise. That is a surprise.
Well, you thought Everton would have taken that?
I would have thought Everton.
Because Huddersfield are pretty much down and out after all the opening.
They're struggling, aren't they, Huddersfield? Yeah. And I thought Everton would take them apart. It just goes to show you, doesn't it? I mean,
I think overall the promoted teams, I'm not sure if you agree, Rahul, as well, and Claude, I think the promoted teams, you know, some of them will perform well, but the promoted teams of the last season would then have a tendency to fall back into this, you know, okay, we stayed up one season, now let's try and relax. No, you need to go for it and go for it all the time.
The second one is always the hardest, the second one.
100%. And we've also got Brighton, a 2-2 draw, Brighton and Fulham. Schürrle getting his goal.
And Fulham messed that up, didn't they? Because they were 2-0 up, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Yeah, they were. And then Glenn Murray scored 2 goals.
Yeah, and didn't Brighton miss a penalty or something? Someone missed a penalty.
No, Glenn Murray scored a penalty.
Oh, who missed the penalty? Was it Fulham missed a penalty, didn't they? Someone missed.
I was in Nottingham, so.
Anyway, but at the end of the day, Fulham should have got all 3 points, but Brighton fought back, and
yeah,
it's a good away draw for them.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But do you know what? Glenn Murray is actually playing like
he's
a
quite
tank
He's quite a handful
at the moment.
Caused Arsenal a lot of problems last year.
Exactly. I don't know what it is about him. I think it's his stature first of all. You know, he's a big player. He's physical. He bullied Man United all over the gaff, you know, last 2 weeks ago, and then, you know, we have you know, we were going to be talking about Man City. Sorry, we forgot about Man City. Oh, yeah. Man City performance over the weekend before the call was taken. Man City looking as still the #1 favourites for the league.
Yeah, they won in the end, but I thought they weren't. They missed a lot of good chances, and they should have won by a bigger margin, I think. But because when it's 2-1, it's always a danger, isn't it? That
100%.
Go wrong. But
yeah, I honestly think that you know, Aguero is going to be a real handful for a lot of teams this season, especially, you know, Guardiola really picks up after a number of years, but you know, he didn't need to in Bayern. You know, he built the team of Barcelona pretty much, you know, from the scratch base, you know, and then, you know, he's come to Man City. He's got his team. He's solidified that team, and I think that a lot of teams are going to have a lot of problems.
And he's got a nice easy group in the Champions League, so that'll help.
Exactly. He can rest players. He can, you know, and the thing about Man City is that when they get to the latter stages of the Champions League, they sometimes have I mean, of course, against Liverpool, you know, last season. But I think they do have.
I think Liverpool on a European night at Anfield are a handful for anyone. I think.
Of course, 100%. Even Real Madrid, even in that first half.
That crowd on a European night can be like the 12th man, can't it? I mean.
Yeah.
I mean.
You never walk alone.
It'll be interesting to see when PSG come to Anfield first Champions League game.
What do you think about Rahul, about Liverpool's Champions League draw? Of course, the Champions League draw was not too long ago. What do you think about your Champions League draw?
I have mixed thoughts. I think we can.
PSG, is it?
Yeah, PSG, Napoli, and Red Star.
No, Red Star.
Yeah, well, Red Star's pretty. Yeah. Not the toughest, but you know, they can be a handful of a team away.
Exactly. Depends on how results go, how confidence is within the team, but it's a group where we can finish second at least. We can finish second. PSG, you know, we're in a way we're lucky to have them first at our home ground, because that's the first Champions League game for us. So the fans will be up for it a lot more.
Yeah. Napoli, I think, will provide her a tougher test.
Yeah.
I honestly think that Napoli is going to provide a tough test.
Sarri's gone, I don't know.
But Napoli has always been a team that provides tests for anyone, regardless of who they're playing in Europe, just based on their player base isn't the best in the world, but we know that Napoli can cause problems. And proving that Ronaldo has gone to Juventus and really hasn't scratched the surface yet. I know it takes probably time for him to adjust in the Juve bunch, but we're talking about the Italian teams. They're tough regardless of who you play against, and we hopefully that Alisson doesn't do any more mistakes. Like he did a Cruyff turn on the touchline, and Czech as well. Two goalkeeper blunders.
I couldn't believe what I thought that was in. I mean, any other striker, I thought when he gave that ball, I thought he was just going to put that in the net, but it was an awful finish.
If it was Man City, would have gone in there.
Oh yeah, true, it would have gone in. But I couldn't believe what he was doing there.
Yeah. Do you know, if Arsenal's defence keep like this, I'm really not so much Man City, but I'm really scared Arsenal versus Liverpool. I'm really scared of what Liverpool might do, honestly, with those front three against Arsenal. I'm not saying anything at the moment, but I think Arsenal may have a really bad time against Liverpool, especially in Anfield.
I look at that. I've seen that Alisson mistake again. I can't believe what he was doing there. I just
think it was
he's Brazilian,
relaxed.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So he probably thought he was Ronaldinho for a second.
Having said that, no, I mean, come on, it's just not on. It's just not on what he done there.
He hadn't conceded a goal prior to that point.
I know. He hasn't conceded a goal since.
He hadn't conceded a goal prior to that point. So I think it was just way too relaxed and for.
He hasn't conceded a goal since Liverpool beat them. Roma last year. He didn't concede a goal, which is ridiculous. So, which proves he's a good keeper. But we're all talking about now, we're all talking about these keepers who can play from the back. Neuer pretty much in the modern day football brought the sweeper kind of keeper, coming out, collecting the ball, passing around, delivering around. And I think honestly that the keepers these days in the Premier League all want to pass around, because even Guardiola has come in and Ederson has to pass it out from the back. Czech tries to pass it out from the back. Alisson does a Cruyff turn out of nowhere and see where he's going. So we don't know about why has this come about. The Premier League used to be getting a long ball up the field and trying to knock it down to somebody.
It's not as if Czech is young as well, and you can't teach, as they say, you can't teach an old
dog tricks.
Exactly, you can't do that. So it's not going to happen with Czech. So if they're going to play that, it's going to happen a lot more often this season. So whether this other keeper is now ready to come in, I don't know. But the sooner he is, I mean, if we're going to play that style of football, you know what I'm saying?
100%. Javan, we got 10 minutes left, roughly. We can take one more call. Who's going to be the last caller? Okay, here he is. Okay, cool. Hello, welcome to the Monday Masturbate Show. You're speaking to David. What's your name?
Hi, my name's Noah.
Noah, welcome to the show. We have Guna Claude and we have Rahul from Captured Reds here. What do you want to say about the weekend games?
Well, first of all, I love your shows, by the way.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
have you subscribed?
So, in my opinion, I just want to ask Claude a question quickly.
Yeah, go on, Claude.
A couple of weeks ago, I came on, I think during the World Cup, I asked Claude something or other about how he sees Arsenal doing this season.
Where was this?
During the World Cup sometime.
On this show, yeah? On this show?
Yeah.
Okay, great, yeah.
And I've given Claude some time to think about it. I just want to hear what he thinks of Unai Emery, how he thinks, and I've got one more question.
Wait, before Claude answers that, who do you support?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Okay, that's good.
What do I think of Unai Emery? I think it's very difficult to come into this job because I think he's been left a real mess, and I mean a real mess.
Wenger's fucked it up, as simple as that.
Hey, sorry?
Wenger's messed it up.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a real mess, and he's got a hard job on his hand. But, I wasn't too happy with his selections at the start of the season. I like the way we're going forward, but it's defending. And the trouble is, he's got defenders there that are still used to the Wenger mentality, yeah? And
like
it's going to take time.
And Mustafi's.
Yeah, they're not, and it's going to take time. And if they're not going to, hopefully, and what I like about the guy, he takes them off. He makes half-time substitutions. He's not afraid to take them off if they're not performing, and he's not afraid to drop them. Even the people that are on 300 grand a week, he's not afraid to drop him either.
Yeah,
exactly.
We can mention his name for others.
So I do like that about him, and what we've got to do, we've got to be a bit patient. I think defensively, we're not no better off than we were last season. But as I say, they've still got the Wenger mentality in them, and it's going to take a while to get it out of their system.
I mean, very quickly here, I completely agree with you, by the way. Very quickly here, my views. I know you've got to close the show, so I'll be very quick. You know, I think that Unai Emery is going to take time to implement what he wants to implement at Arsenal, but I think it is going to work eventually. I think he's not going to go away from the Arsenal job before it works, and I think when he gets it right, it could be something very, very special. I think Herrera's a very, very special player, or at least he will be in the future for Arsenal. Yeah. I think Aubameyang and Lacazette, that will be the best link-up we could have possible, and it's going to be absolutely wonderful to watch this season. I'm absolutely buzzing as an Arsenal fan, I really, really am. One more thing, just about Liverpool quickly, to the captured red person, okay?
Rahul.
Yep. What's up?
Yeah.
He's captured a red.
I was just saying your channel name. I like the channel, by the way.
Thank you.
I just want to ask you a question about what you think Liverpool season is going to be like, because I really rate Klopp as a manager, but how long are you going to give him to win a trophy before you can say fans will stop being patient with him?
Look, he's building a team. Like, when you look at the players we had when he came in and the players we've got now, we can see we've developed a lot as a team. In terms of expectations, like I said, challenging for the league is 100% one. I think right now with the team we have, you know, a lot of teams are scared of us, and we're showing the quality we have, and we've got a lot of squad depth as well. Champions League run as well. We've got a tough group, but it is beatable. So going to the knockouts and taking it from there, and FA Cup, League Cup, one of them would be perfect. I know it's a bit too much to ask, but with the team we've got and the squad, I see us doing well.
Okay, do you think that Liverpool have any chance in the next couple of seasons of going invincible, doing what Arsenal did once before?
No, because other teams have a lot of quality as well, so I'd be lying if I said yeah.
If Man City didn't do it last year,
I don't think you'll see that. I don't think you'll ever see that again.
No. Lower teams will become better now these days.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for having me on. Cheers, guys.
Thank you. Really appreciate
that. Top show as well.
Cheers,
okay,
mate.
Cheers, mate. Okay, perfect. Okay, so we are going to round up the show with saying, of course, thanks for all the callers who appeared on the Monday Mass Debate show. We're going to thank, of course, Claude. Claude, mate. And we're going to thank Rahul from Captured Reds. Make sure you subscribe to both their channels. My name's David. I'm co-host of Fan Chat TV. And, of course, please make sure you subscribe to UFF. Make sure you give a big thumbs up on this video. And we'll catch you for the next Monday Mass Debate show. Take care, guys.
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.